copy. All right, I'll try it.
And then just put it in your thing, and that's it.
If you say so.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to work.
Okay, because I just did it, but okay.
Well, it works for yours because you have a different system than me.
Oh, you mean iPhone, Instagram, and fuck you. Oh, I think we're live, actually. I think we're live, actually. Yeah, of course, we're live. Wait, I'll see right now with the latency if I'm giving you the finger.
Are you sure that's right? Feature equals YouTube? I don't think that's
done. Look, preview link. Okay, so we're live. We've been live.
All right, guys.
Oh, what a shock. It worked. So don't tell me it does how to... What is wrong with you? All of a sudden, I don't know what I'm doing?
Well, not all of a sudden.
This is going to be a special one, kids. All right. What's going on?
I have to put a swipe up link.
Oh my God, I swear to God, you're like having a grandfather and a child in one fucking person. It's amazing to me.
All right,
listen. Hey, what's going on? Everybody, hello. All right, so I went live twice already this week, and Daniel's here because we're working out our workshop. We're working out what we're going to do for the workshop.
That's right, we're workshopping the workshop.
We're working out the workshop. So we decided to go live, and instead of us doing a shoot, which I did twice this week, we gave Sheila a break, although she's
expensive.
There. Yeah, she's expensive an hour. She's got a high day rate.
Indeed.
So anyway, we asked you guys if you had any questions. I sent you guys on my Instagram a story sticker, and I only got 2 people send me stuff. You got nobody because you're popular. You're still trying to figure this out, which is phenomenal. You're great at this. Thanks for your help earlier finding that clamp, Daniel.
You're welcome.
What clamp?
See that?
Which clamp?
I'm not going to tell you now because you're a jerk.
I'm a jerk. Okay.
Go to my kit. Kit.com/Daniel.
Whore!
No, I was talking about the single stand clamshell setup.
Yeah. You know what I'm getting into actually is the duckbills. The duckbill clamps. That you can put it there with a 5/8 post in them. I'm actually really getting into those, but they're expensive. They're like $100 a clamp.
We got to get a deal with Matthews.
Yeah, Matthews, you make some legit grip. All right, so okay, I got it. You saw it.
Vanessa Joy is eating popcorn or something here. I'm not sure.
Because she's a real person. All right, so
well, no, it's because she's at the thing, right? Is that happening?
What? All right, so she has stuff that's already like set to go.
Oh, I thought this was from the seminar she was at. That's why I was okay. All right.
Okay, I missed Instagram. Is that the best platform for updates? For me, it is. I don't know if you use Instagram. Would you put Instagram away already so we can actually? Great. Okay, so for me, yeah, updates mostly come from Instagram. That's the first thing I go to put something up because I don't have a large following on Facebook and I don't really use Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to go live, I usually put it on Facebook. Sometimes on Instagram, both. Yeah.
All right, so this is dynamic.
If I know that is that a question? I thought we were going to.
I'm looking at them.
Oh, sorry.
Are you here today?
No.
Okay, this will be a really good one, kids, I promise. So, I got one question off the bat, and it was, how do you build a rapport with a model? Well, I think, honestly, you shoot with people you want to shoot with, and you do it correctly, and you're respectful. And if you have a good chemistry together work-wise, it just grows from there. You know, you just treat them with respect. How could it go wrong?
Yeah, I think that if it's somebody who you're shooting for the first time, you need to let them feel confident that you can get the job done, but also that it's not going to be this like stressful thing. I will say that like photographers and dentists, like we both hear the same thing from like everybody. Oh, I don't want to be here, you know. So you have to overcome that. You have to make them realize that it's not that big of a deal. And one way to do that is just be super confident in your skill and you know, like I'm pretty easygoing, so.
Yeah, one thing you have to realize that while somebody may have seen your work and they like your style, they don't know your workflow, how long it took you to get to the shot, what you're like on set. Do you do like a million setups and pull just one image? Like they don't know how you work.
Yeah, and so on that note, normally if I have somebody new to the studio for the first time, I talk a lot and I usually explain all that. So this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're going to do. I've mentioned this before that like if I'm shooting a model particularly, I'll have them lay out all the stuff they brought and I will make them try on everything I think is worthwhile. And during that fashion show part of it, you know, you talk to them, they get a feel for like how you are as a person. Yeah. It also keeps you organized. So I usually do that. For more like journalistic stuff, let's say you're sent to go photograph a musician or something, I would probably do a little quick Googling find out what they're like, what they're about, maybe have something to say to them.
Especially nowadays, it's really easy to just go on their Instagram and be like, oh, I've seen you've done this, or, you know, I like when you did this, or how did you get into that, or you can see how long they've been working for. And just the more you talk, the more of a rapport you make, because at some point you find a common connection somewhere.
That's right.
So you can talk about it and I try to talk about things that aren't the shoot.
Yes, exactly. Not the shoot.
Yeah, like, oh, cool. Did you see Avengers yet? I don't know. Blah blah blah. You know, no one in the chat write about Avengers if you saw it.
Seth has not seen it until Saturday morning.
I have like a 6 a.m. ticket.
I'm not going to see it till like next week. I'm not worried.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm less worried about that than I am about Game of Thrones. So nothing there.
It's amazing. 2 enormous franchises that were years in the making are coming to a close basically in the same
month.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So that's pretty much, I mean, just remember your model's human. Treat them as much respect as you'd want yourself. Do not hit on them. Don't be a fucking creep.
Yeah,
I can't
definitely.
stress that enough.
Yeah,
what does it say? Rob watching from Udon, Thailand. Wow.
Hold on. Like the noodles?
I'm sure the noodles come from.
Well, that's what I'm
the
wondering.
name comes from the region.
Is that the case? I have a question. Was that I like udon noodles?
Dan, thanks for all the videos you put out there. I've learned a great deal from both of you. Please keep up the great work.
Well, thanks.
Thank you so much for watching. And then, like I kept on saying all week, we can't do this unless you guys participate. So it's a give and take. We really need you guys.
It's a big part of it. So let us know about the noodles come from there.
Question: which photographers have most influenced both of you?
Oh.
You have a list.
I do. Last X.
Oh, fuck yourself. God damn it. All right.
Not Last Witness, but Last X Witness.
You're an asshole.
That Last Witness is an asshole.
You're an asshole. You're an asshole. Daniel Peter Norton is the guy that inspires me, influences me. Actually, one of my first influences ever was Glenn Friedman.
Oh.
I was a punk with a camera. He was a punk with a camera. He shot Dogtown, Z-Boys, Vans, all that. The skating and the punk shows and the hardcore shows. And I was like, this is the exact thing I'm shooting, basically, the life I'm living. And everything else I was looking at was like landscapes and guys with the vest full of pockets. And nobody spoke to me until I saw his stuff. And I was like, this is my genre, you know?
Oh, that's super interesting. I'd say
and Stasik.
If we're going for early, Sally Mann.
Oh yeah, Sally Mann was great.
I love Sally Mann's portraits of her kids, and they were kind of like a lot of the older ones. I know now she takes pictures of. Well, I don't know if she's doing it recently, but the last thing I saw her, she did like dead things, which was really weird, but it was interesting. But they were like taken in the country, and I used to spend the summers in the country with my family. So I used to live somewhere in the country. So I kind of connected to like that environment and just like being open with family and that kind of stuff. So I really like Sally Mann.
Cindy Sherman's early work really influenced the beginning of my fine art era, I guess, when I started doing docudramas.
Oh, yeah.
She was doing like these cinema still looking
That makes
images.
sense, yeah,
and I was like, yeah, like this is what I want to do, like a whole movie in one photo. And that's where my all that crazy shit I did back in the day.
You say that I can totally see that now.
Yeah, and then I wasn't ever into Cindy Sherman's newer work, like the mannequin pieces, the melted candy stuff.
Yeah, no, the film stills I really liked it.
Yeah, and that was one series that she did like fresh out of school or something. Like she always,
right?
And I saw them in person, and they're printed pretty bad. Like they're all gray and kind of looking. And I was like, this is kind of crazy. But when you look at them in a textbook, you're like, oh damn. And then I saw them in person, I was like, okay, like it's weird. Let me see.
But yeah, so that's one. So you keep asking that every single time we do this, and we'll work.
We'll change every
that
time.
Was the 70s.
I think we change our answer every time someone asks us that, and I think that's because of what we pull off the top of our head.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know what influences you, honestly. Sometimes things you've seen or people said something, or you're watching someone work, and it just ignites, and you don't realize it influenced you, really.
Yeah, until you start looking at it.
Yeah, but
there you go.
Let me see.
That's 2 people to check out, or 3.
What about Adorama Rewind? So Rewind was on a break. I'll be bringing it back on Monday, hopefully. Things just got hectic. Had to go to Vegas for NAB, holidays, all sorts of stuff happened. So that'll be coming back. It'll be back.
It's Passover now.
Learning so much from you guys. Hey, from Montreal. Hey. We got to get to Canada. I really want to go to Vancouver and do workshops.
Yeah, if there's enough Canadians out there, let us know. We'll drive.
If there's enough Canadians out there?
I mean, they want us to come.
If there's enough Canadians out there.
Well, on this channel.
All right. We also had a question on my Instagram about sharing a studio and how the logistics of that works. And honestly,
that's a good question for recency.
Honestly, yeah, but honestly, every studio share is different based on your negotiations.
Yeah.
You know, some people have just one set of gear and you all share it. Other people like us, we have our own gear and we store it and take it out every time we want to use it. Some of you might use a communal space where none of you own the gear, but you're paying rental that includes the gear.
And I've had some studios where I went early on where I looked at where nobody left gear at all.
How many females do you both harass on set on a daily basis? How about none?
What?
Yeah,
Jeez.
you gotta love this. So now this person is goodbye.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't take lightly to that at all. That's infringing on our reputations.
Yeah.
All you need is someone to read that and just start snowballing something in their head. So
Yeah, no.
not cool with that.
Yeah, so as far as sharing, it's one thing that we do,
We all know each other.
I can give you some advice. Is we use a Google Calendar. We've been doing it for years now.
Yeah,
and
that
it works
really
out
well.
pretty well. You know, I've been in studio shares where everybody has like X number of days or whatever. We're pretty chill here because we're all pros in our
well, we call it a collective.
Our
more than-
schedule, yeah, it's more like a collective, and our schedules change, so we don't have like this day or that day usually. So we have a Google Calendar, and we look, and if there's an available date, we take it. If we think we have a job that day, we put hold. If we know we have a job, we put shoot or whatever. I think I put shoot.
I mean, me and Daniel are lucky because there's things that we can both use the studio for at the same time.
Yeah, like today.
So there's that. There's also, you know, we share gear, me and him, all the time.
We do, but not everybody in the studio does that.
Yeah, and we all shoot way different things. The senior photographer here shoots high-end food.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that. I mean, I'll eat it, but I mean,
Yeah, maybe not after he shot it.
not after you shot it. There's some things that happen to that food
Yeah, he
after
puts
you
his
shot it.
fingers all
Oh
over
yeah, Paul goes. Eh. You had him on your channel.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, if you haven't seen my conversation with Paul, he's hilarious. We're gonna do another one.
I love Paul, and that is like a true photographer,
Yep.
total OG. I mean, I love his old stories. He pulls out gear from like the '60s that's still shooting commercial with today. Just wanted to say thank you, Terry. How does your studio have such consistent light? It looks the same consistent light no matter what. It definitely doesn't have consistent light.
Definitely not.
It's just like any
Well,
other
it's consistently
studio.
coming from the same area.
Yeah, so we have south-facing windows,
Yeah.
which gives us a whole range from the day,
Right.
but it doesn't mean that it's consistent. I mean, honestly, I hate.
It's actually tough because it changes so rapidly.
It changes so much that you can't shoot a daylight portrait here and go, hey, you're gonna get this, so come book with me, because
Yeah, but probably if you're watching it on the Mevo, it's because there's auto exposure on the Mevo.
yeah.
And it's changing.
But in a pinch, it's great because you can, without
yeah.
setting lights up, and you could use reflectors and figure it out, or the balcony is great, or
Oh yeah,
whatever.
the daylight in here is fantastic.
And we keep it even by putting shears on the windows. It's not
we
just
have
like a raw window.
Yeah, we have shears and we can close them, but yeah, it does change.
What does it say? How do you keep control of a set when there are a lot of people either watching or working with you? And did you ever have to be firm? Yeah, I freak out all the time. Actually, I hate it. So that Popeye shot that I did was in the middle of a trade show floor, and while I'm shooting, I had a million iPhones around my face, touching my shoulders, trying to take this shot while I'm lighting and trying to shoot this thing. And I'll just be like, yo, like everybody backs off of me or nothing gets done. And then if I say that, well, the makeup artist needs this shot, so they get firm. And then the grips get firm, and then the security gets firm. And then after a while, you have to control your set. It's your workspace. That's like someone going up to your desk if you work at some other job and just sitting on it while you're trying to type a report. Like, that's not cool, you know? I definitely make sure that I work with people that I know can do the job I'm trying to get. Like, I don't use new makeup artists for jobs that I are on the line for like a real paycheck, a real client. You know, that's why you do tests.
Exactly. That's why you do tests. You build a rapport with people. You have people that you know work, and they respect you, and you respect them, and they do what needs to be done.
Yeah, a test is basically a job interview if you want to work with me. That's the same for you, I guess. Anybody really.
That's really how we do it. So when you're on set, you want to make sure that in order to keep it in line, you just make sure everybody's on the same page. Hey guys, this is what we have to get done today. This many shots. This is what we're doing. Here's basically the schedule, and you just run through it.
I don't stand for people that are working with me that day constantly taking out their phone when I'm trying to get a job done. Like, it's not about showing I'm working on set today. Whoa!
Yeah.
Like, you want to do that before we got to get going. I get it, but do not, while we're in the zone, pull out your phone and start living this like, look at what I'm doing bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not into it. Wow, where were we? Hi there from Scotland. Thanks for your inspiring videos. I've learned a lot. Now just need Marissa to shoot Seth as an alien. Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, Andrew. Hey, what's up, man? You just said your name. Photography was rated as one of the worst 25 professions in the USA. We've all heard this story. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys agree? I am a firm believer in that. Yes, the industry changes dramatically. Yes, prices go up and down all sorts of ways, like any other market. But if you are working freelance and you are building your own career, it is up to you to create your own opportunities. If you sit down and expect someone to come out with a full-on paycheck that'll pay for your life for a salary, it's not going to happen. But if there's enough, we're making more content than ever these days. Why can't you go out there and find that work? It may not be thousands of dollars a day. Maybe you're going to chip out a little more, a few $100s a day, and you make smarter decisions on how your workflow is. But we're also working at a faster pace than ever before. I mean, digital is light years faster than film ever was.
Yep.
Costs.
You can do more jobs.
Yeah.
And you can keep costs down. And I think that whenever you see that kind of stuff, if that's the reason why you're into photography, don't do it.
You're in the wrong ring.
Yeah, you don't do photography to get rich. You can make money, and people do, and you can make a career out of it. But I wouldn't get into it for that reason.
Nobody works harder than photojournalists,
Yeah.
and they get paid the least in the industry easily. So
yeah, you have to have a passion for it, and you have to want to do it. And if you want to do it and you stick with it, you'll be able to make a living.
I also think that the term photographer is going to shift, and we're basically going to be content creators. Like everybody has to do video now. You can't just do stills. You have to know just create. Like we had to learn how to make GIFs.
Yep.
Like every product I've ever shot, not product, merch. I don't know what you call it, but like street merch or whatever, like streetwear, like lookbooks, they always ask for GIF images. I never had to shoot that before.
Yeah.
Now we had to learn how to do it,
And the more that you can offer, the more people are going to want to work with you.
And the faster you can work in a short amount of time to get it out there faster, which is why we preach getting it right in camera.
Getting right in camera, shooting tethered, having the stuff. I mean, that's how you get stuff done. When you're shooting tethered all day and you get stuff right in the camera, you literally end the day, done.
Yeah.
And that's it.
They don't want to hear, oh, I'm going to have to wait 2 weeks to get this on my Instagram.
Right, because I got to fix it. No, it's like, no, I can give it to you right now because we're basically done.
Yeah, I just give them on a flash drive. I don't even care if I don't want to deal with it afterwards. Favorite bit of equipment in the studio apart from lights? Grip.
Yeah.
Nothing beats a good stand that lets you do more things than you thought of, which is why I use articulating arms a lot, because I'm using light sources like speed lights. I guess I'll say articulating arms.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to say my tripod.
Really? Okay.
I like my tripod.
I do like your tripod head. I don't like your tripod.
The whole set. I think it's probably the piece of equipment I use the most, and
definitely.
it's probably the most versatile to get me what I need done.
Seth, you started so young. Did you have any formal training like Daniel, or did you just figure stuff out? Actually,
I didn't start young.
He started young. He was born on the Polaroid factory floor. Your dad worked for Polaroid, so. I did start young, and I learned a lot of things on my own. Like I thought I invented dodging and burning in my parents' basement when I figured out darkroom shit. But I mean, you didn't know. But my father did throw me into community college, and I did like refine what I already thought I knew. And it's really amazing how just knowing the proper ways can build a foundation for you to do whatever you want after that.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I think that that's important.
I actually have 2 college degrees, just so you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you. I just have one.
Yeah.
I don't use it very often. Well, no, it's photography. I guess I use it every day.
Do you two still do trade for print with new models or new makeup artists? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what tests are.
Yeah, that's what tests are. Yeah. I say test because that's what we used to call it. That whole trade for print.
They don't use it anymore? I say test all the
time. I always say test too. That's what it was always called. The internet created trade for print. I think just to make it more clear.
Do you remember trade for CD? Do you remember that stupid thing? Trade for disc?
Yeah. They used to just start adding shit to it. Now it's like a
trade for time. Remember that one?
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, test.
But in the end, if you're trying something out and they are just available, a lot of the people on my live stream, the models, I'll just be like, hey, you around? I'm going live. And they're like, I might do something cool. And they'll be like, I'm not doing anything else today. Why not? We're lucky we're in New York. There's a lot of talent that people are just like hungry
and
for
you want
images.
to, as we mentioned earlier, you want to have tested people out before you use them on jobs. So yeah, you always work with new people.
Did you two actually do a commercial job together? No, I don't think we've ever worked commercially.
No, I mean, we've done videos for people well, not really.
No, we haven't done like a client.
Like a client. Well, we did the Seth Tools video, but that wasn't really a paid thing.
Actually, if you want to think about it, you did help me with the 4x5 Buddha, I guess.
Yeah, I was his assistant.
Kinda.
Which is cool.
I guess not.
I just for this guy. No, we should do something.
We definitely did like content. Like that's where we
created a lot of content together, but not photos jobs.
I don't think, no, actually.
No, because we shoot such different things.
And it's also like only one person can like shoot.
Well, there's these teams, but usually one of them is a retoucher. So since neither one of us really retouch, that would be.
It would be amazing if one of us was a Digitech.
Yeah, that would.
Because then we could just like run it, you know.
Yeah.
We should get trained though.
Yeah, we're gonna get trained on Capture One to be better at it.
Wouldn't mind if you guys came to Calgary. I'd make the drive down for it. It's pretty close, mountains, some nice landscape. Well, we're trying to do some more workshops. We're doing our first crack at it in our studio this week.
Yep.
It's sold out.
There's one spot on Saturday, maybe.
We might have one open spot on a Saturday.
Yeah, so if you check it, yeah, we definitely want to do more workshops. I'm going to be in Germany in the summer. I might do something out there, but Canada is so close.
Canada, that's what I'm saying. Like Toronto is actually just like right over New York border. Yeah. And there's a great tattoo shop over there. I kind of want to.
I'll get tattooed if we go to Canada.
Okay. Yeah. We still got to get our matching tattoos.
Yeah,
we got to get it. I stepped away. Can you start over? Nice. Yeah. Time for print is where I first heard it. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys strike a balance between which photos go on social media, which ones go into your portfolio? I'll be honest with you, my social now is my portfolio. I haven't. Yeah.
Pretty much what I normally do is I'll put stuff on social as I go. And then if there's a shot that really sticks out to me, I'll eventually update and put it on my website, which is now basically my portfolio.
Yeah, I honestly, not to sound egotistical, but like I think we're both at a point where we're grabbing the jobs based on them already finding out about us.
Yeah, I don't walk around with my book anymore. That's just not what I do. You should though if you.
That was tough. I'll say that those days. And there's so many, I had my book in this Velcro case that I screen printed, and I knew like I'd stop in, drop the book off, they say come back in a week, you remember that? Yeah. And I'd come back and they'd be like, what's your name again? And then they'd run in the back and I'd hear them rip open the Velcro because they didn't look at my book. Right. And they'd go, and then they'll be like, nah, we're not what we're looking for, because they really weren't looking for anything at the moment.
Yeah, they only look when they're needed.
Yeah,
but you have to still drop it off because the one day they need it, it might be there.
And they'll kind of remember you. I remember always counting my cards and seeing if they took a card.
They took a card, yeah.
Yeah, oh my God, those days were a nightmare. Carrying that book around and like hoping.
But in a sense though, you kind of knew, right? Because if they did take a card, you were like, yes.
Kind of.
Now it's like if somebody likes your shit, that doesn't mean anything.
Now now I just get called based on something they've already seen out there. Like your book is living now. Your book is out there.
Well, that's it too. Like especially when I was doing more fashion. In fact, my biggest clients I ever got, I didn't actually go to. They came to me, and they found me in magazines because that was the thing. Like now that was the old Instagram.
Actually, that's also to say about rapport, because if you did a job, you did it fast and efficient and were affordable for them. They just go, why look around at 1,000 books? They go, this guy got it done for us. Let's just do that.
Yeah, and if they know other people in the industry, because oftentimes they do, especially smaller industries, they will recommend you as well.
And what's interesting is now we're moving at such a fast pace that content is disposable, that even if they're not 100% into your style, they'll kind of go for it because you're efficient, and then they'll just move on to the next thing. But you know, you got to kind of stay up on like where things are going, not where they are. You always say this. If they're doing it now, they're already
over. It's too
over.
late. Yeah, no, I always say that.
You want to elaborate on that for a minute?
Yeah, so there's this like philosophy. This is because I was doing fashion for most of my career, and like if you were looking at something in a magazine, which is what you normally do when you're younger and you're trying to build up, and you saw it there, it was over. Like basically real working fashion photographers would look at that and be like, yeah, we did that a year ago, that's why it's in a magazine.
Yeah.
You need to be creating new stuff, creating new styles, being that person. Obviously there's risk because if people hate what you do, you know, you don't go ahead, but the real successful fashion photographers are the ones that create something new. And the way you do that is you keep your pulse on society, how things are going. You're looking at the news. What's the trends? What's happening?
What's your point of view?
What's your point of view? What's the point of view of the people that fashion designers might be dealing with? And that's how you do it. You don't look at some other photographer's work. By the time it's published, it's too late.
It's too late.
Yeah. So everybody who's copying somebody's style, you don't want to be a cheap copy of them. You want to be yourself.
So that comes full circle. Like you're kind of doing a test to do a style you're trying to put out there. Then you put it on your social, and that's basically your living book. And if someone plugs into that, you are the next trend.
That's right.
So it's kind of interesting if you think about it.
Yeah, but that's not to say that you shouldn't look at things that are popular and maybe try them if you like them.
Or find your own way about it.
Or find your own way about it. But like looking at something, and specifically what we're just talking about is, I won't give names, where somebody was like, these colors are in style now. Too late. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you won't let go of that one.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying because very specifically that tags that thing. It's like okay, they're in style now, and I'm going to copy everybody else. It's like, no, I'm going to do what I think is right, and hopefully that will be the next thing that's in style.
What's ironic is by the time what you do gets popular, you're over it, and that's when you get hired to do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm over ghosting, I'm over the rainbow ghosting, I'm just sick of it. And then they're like, do it again. It's like,
You'll be doing it forever.
I know.
That's your
I know,
that's your piano man.
It's my freebird. It's my freebird. Where was I? More thumbs up. You two are awesome. Thank you guys so much. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you. I'm ready to rent a full frame camera to try before I buy. Would you recommend? I'm a Nikon guy though. I mean, rent the Z series if you want to try something out. What's better than completely changing your game and going mirrorless?
That's not a bad idea. I actually I have the Z6.
Yeah, he's going to be going for it.
And we'll see. I think I'm going to end up buying it, but I'm trying it right now.
But if you're looking for a DSLR to rent, full frame, nothing has beaten this D850. I fucking love it. Yeah. Let's see. Also, guys, down in the description below, I put all the affiliate links to some gear that we use, my Shopify, all that stuff. So if you guys want to support the channel, just hit the links in the descriptions.
Buy stuff from Seth.
Yeah, buy stuff. So when a client requests to see your work, do you just direct them to your social website for work instead of printed copy book? I'll be honest with you, I haven't done a printed book in forever, and people are moving so fast, at least in New York, that they don't have time for you to come in, drop a book.
If somebody asked me to see my book and they seem legit, I would just print it out if I needed to, but I don't send them to my social. No, I send them to my website. Yeah,
a website is more official. It shows that you're establishing yourself and not just going, I created an account, but you actually put time and you curated.
Yep.
And it's not subjected to people liking it if it's a cool it's not you curated it not for hoping that it does well on social, but because it's what you want to project out there. So it says a lot. Having said that, I'm a total hypocrite because my website's old as fuck.
I just redid mine. Check it out. dnphoto.com.
DN Photo?
DN, yeah.
DN?
DN, that's my initials. DN.
Daniel Norton, DN Photo?
Yeah, well, because Norton got taken by the freaking antivirus people. But but I send them there because, like what you said, having like not having a Gmail and like that stuff.
Oh, that's a big deal.
That still makes a difference, It's like so I can say I'm Daniel at DN Photo. Go to my website. When you go to my website, there is a bit of a portfolio there, but then there's links to all my social stuff.
Yeah, so they'll find your social. They're always going to check your social out, but when you do have an email address that has an actual domain, it says a lot. It shows that you're serious, that they're hiring a professional that's established and not just a fly-by-night person that might not be, they might not be flaky or whatever, things like that.
Yeah.
What is Seth's Instagram? Last X Witness. LASTX Witness. You can find me on everything, whatever social.com/lastxwitness.
That's really good that
you're Daniel Norton.
I'm Daniel Norton in most places. Daniel P. Norton some places.
Everyone's answering for me. Okay. You guys are great. Thank you so much. Daniel, how come there isn't much any of your older work on your website? Is it a licensing? They own the rights? Like the fashion, I guess, all that other stuff.
No, it's because
it's outdated.
It's outdated.
Fashion gets outdated fast.
Yeah. And there was a time when I was still getting established where I would leave magazine tear sheets on there, but I don't need to do that now because
I actually kind of like seeing the vintage tear sheet stuff.
I think that there might be a tear sheet. I don't know. I could put something on that. Nobody cares about it. It's old. Who wants old fashion?
You'd be surprised. Like we put on Instagram throwback, and you show that you established something in the 90s.
The 2000s, the 90s. I was in college.
No, you weren't.
I was in college. In the 90s. You weren't. 2000s. So
yeah, you weren't. In the 90s, he was like.
I did start. It started officially in 1996, but I wasn't really publishing stuff until the 2000s. I mean, I don't know. I think it's fashion. Even when I was working all the time, I didn't. Fashion changes. You put the most recent stuff.
Did you both ever consider to make a book about photography with all the content and stories you were doing on Adorama, YouTube, and so on, mixture of knowledge and photographer's life? I do not have the work ethic or the ability to write anything.
We had talked about making. I said I should make a book.
I think you could do it. I can't do it. I cannot sit
Maybe
there.
I'll make a book. What do you guys want to hear?
You know what's going to happen? You know how a book would come out if I just talk a lot and Vanessa Joy goes like this, and then she types it all for me because that's what she does.
Actually, she's probably doing it right now.
She's doing it right now.
Yeah, there'll be a book.
Yeah, probably.
Ghost written.
I don't think I'll ever do a book.
You won't know it's out though. All of a sudden you'll just see it.
I don't even have patience to do a video, edit it, and put it up. I just go live. I have no fucking patience. If it's not live, I don't do it.
Your book, it should be an ebook, and it's just that. It's
just go live. It's just my phone number, and people just call me.
Call me with the questions.
Just make sure your domain is not too long. That's true. You want to make sure it's something that people can just snap.
However, I also have DanielNortonPhotographer.com. And the reason why I have that is for SEO. Because the names in your URL are the most important things for you.
You want to explain what SEO is? Because some people have no...
SEO is search engine optimization. So basically, that's how they find you. The most important thing in search engine optimization is your actual URL. So if your URL is some friggin' stupid ass thing that you made up because you were like in high school.
Like Last Ex-Witness?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Nobody's gonna find that unless they're looking for you. Like I have the word photographer in my fucking URL. So, yeah.
Well, so when I was coming around, everybody gave me like I was trying to assist for people. Yeah. I kept getting the same card, asshole face photographer, and there was like a picture of a camera on it or a roll of film.
Right. Well, that's why you have two, and you just like the Daniel Norton photographer points to DN Photo. DN Photo is my.
I don't know. I just feel like no one separated themselves, and everybody was egotistical that their name was worth something.
Well, this is interesting though, right? When you meet people, and now, and because you're at a different point in life, right? You're not like, hey, I'm Last Witness. You go, I'm Seth Miranda. So when somebody's later is like, they're looking for you. So like, they're probably going to Google Seth Miranda, and they're going to Google Daniel Norton, and they're going to go, what was he again? Oh, he's a photographer. Daniel Norton, photographer, and they're going to find him.
See, I almost hope they just find all the Adorama content I did.
Well, they will actually. The thing is, we're lucky because we're on Adorama, which has a massive SEO.
But we're not lucky. We worked fucking hard. You built that platform.
But I'm just saying, because of that, we have strong SEO. So if you just type in Daniel Norton, you're gonna find me without even the photographer. But when I was first doing my website, first of all, I was pissed off because friggin' Norton Antivirus to call the Nortons, and then somebody had Daniel Norton, and they still do probably to this day. I think he's a lawyer or something.
Let me see what this says. Actually, wow, what is the story behind Last Ex-Witness? Go to facebook.com/photo brigade. And look up the Seth Miranda interview on that, and I answer it there. And I answered it like a bunch of live streams ago. So
yeah, you definitely should watch those. I was on that as well.
We were the last of the old set.
Oh, right.
We were the last ones before we changed the set.
Oh yeah,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
So on Seth's, the switching of the multicam is terrible.
That's because you did it, you dick. I look like Saul Leader's old-fashioned photos, so why not yours? I like to look at. Oh, he likes to look at old-fashioned photos, so why wouldn't?
Well, mine aren't that old. That's the reason why. when they're super old, I mean, maybe they're old now. I mean, they're 2000s.
Makes sense, but I think your fans will look to your old-fashioned work, Daniel. Whether the fashion was out of date, I really think there's a quality to like the vintage of it. Even though 90s doesn't seem vintage, it is like 30 years. We're almost at 2020. You know that, right?
It's not 30 years. I don't believe it.
25 years?
I'm just a kid.
There are kids in school right now that weren't born when you were doing fashion photography. You are the reference. It doesn't really exist. He's a lie. He has no career.
All right, I'll put it.
There you go. See, I know how to get you to do it. Daniel's website is stunning. Oh.
Thank you. Oh, I think I just spit on water.
Sheila's looking hot as usual.
No, she's back there creeping.
But her pose makes it look like she's trying to pee standing up. Oh,
really?
God.
I'm pretty sure that's not how...
That's terrible.
I will just say this. That pose was popular for a while.
Yeah.
And I never really understood it.
Then it changed to forward with the...
Yeah, this whole like pushing your crotch into the camera. I never quite got that, but I guess really skinny girls can do it. And that was during the skinny period.
We are sole proprietors, so people need to find us. What's the funniest or weirdest thing you've ever seen on set? Oh, jeez.
No, I'm not gonna say.
We've done such stupid shit, especially in special effects. There's been such ridiculous moments. I'm trying to think. I've had people just vomit.
Oh.
The zombie blood smells disgusting.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about. I had a girl get really, really sick. Yeah. So I'll say that, but I don't want to get into the whole story because it leads down a path of things that I didn't really.
We did fling paint.
She was drinking vodka out of a water bottle.
God.
And the makeup artist did warn me, but I was like, oh, whatever, she's Russian, And I'm like, well, you can drink vodka, right? See, stereotype. And then, yeah, she couldn't. And then she got sick, and then every time the makeup artist tried to fix her makeup, she would close her eyes to get the makeup fixed, and then she would throw up again.
Oh, actually, you know what's funny? I did something for IKEA back in 2008, and they were trying to do a stop motion thing of the set being deconstructed. Oh. And they looked around and they said, we don't have enough diverse here, we need a woman. And they said, well, instead of us trying to burn a day hiring a woman or whatever, or adding another paycheck, they made one of the guys wear a girl wig, and they just did the breakdown super fast so you couldn't see his face. And it was very awkward, and I just kept thinking like how stupid this was.
Yeah. That seems weird.
That seems pretty weird.
Like, cause why would having long hair make you a girl?
I know, it was just dumb. It's shit that happens.
Fucking IKEA.
I bet you I'm gonna think of 20 things.
I will never buy that shit from IKEA again after that.
Yeah, I bet you I'm thinking like 20 things that were funny after this, but on the spot.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
really
I don't know. Yeah, but if you watch my YouTube channel long enough, I say a lot of weird shit that happened on sets. I just have to think of it.
I have had makeup artists that were inexperienced glue eyelids shut by accident because they couldn't put prosthetics on properly.
That's amazing.
That was ridiculous. Yeah. I did have someone show up drunk that was a model for special effects, and they were just horrifying.
No good. Oh
it was horrifying.
Yeah, alcohol on sets do not match.
Yeah, I don't believe in people drinking while they're on set at all. Like, I don't drink personally, but I just don't think, if you need that to loosen up, you shouldn't be the talent.
Right, exactly. The whole I have to loosen up doesn't make any sense.
I hate that stupid idea.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I hate it. I had this like really hot girl bring a bottle of champagne that she was drinking out of, and I was like, I'm not doing the shoot. I just don't care. Like, I don't need to deal with this. I'm sorry. You know, sue me for whatever you think this is worth. I'm doing a major site overall soon. How often would you recommend doing this? A yearly, I guess I would.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you can find a style that works, then stick with the style for a while, but then change the photos as often as you feel. It depends on what kind of work you do, you know? If you do fashion, I would change it every season.
Well, also, you're trying to put the work out there that you want to keep doing.
Yeah.
So
I think the simplest way to do it is, which is how I develop my new ones, so hopefully it'll stay like that, is I have like a gallery section, although I feel like I have way too many pictures in there, and then I have links to all my social. So I figured they can look at the most recent stuff by going to my Instagram, and then if they want to see older stuff, though not as old as apparently people want to see, they can go to the gallery.
Daniel, where's the Hasselblad? Oh, does that hurt? Oh,
I know I want.
Do you need a teddy bear?
I'm trying the Nikon first.
I'm curious how you're gonna like the Nikon.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out because 50 megapixels is. I love the Hasselblad, but it's a lot of megapixels. So I'm trying to decide if I need that because I don't do that work anymore. The work I do is demos and stuff like that and portraits, and I don't need 50 megapixels.
Well, I'm curious if
although you have a lot of megapixels.
I do like a lot of megapixels, but I'm curious if you're gonna like the Nikon, or if you're really gonna go after a Fuji medium format, because you are a medium format guy.
I also really do like Fuji, and I'm trying to get my hands on one to borrow for a little bit. Yeah, so I may go that direction. So let's say I do love the Hasselblad though. It's almost like cheating though, because the files just look so good out of it. Ugh.
I have seen a bride stick the knife in a groom's eye by accident in the pic where they cut the cake. After the event, they separated immediately, and the groom asked for the filming as evidence. Oh boy, that's a good start.
That seems awful weird.
Because
first of all, you're not supposed to feed them the cake with a knife. Somebody just wasn't doing that correctly. That's why I hire a good wedding photographer.
Do you find actors tend to be good models due to their ability to convey facial expressions? Sometimes I find them to be absolutely obnoxious, honestly.
Depends on the type of shit you're doing.
Yeah, there's times when they just don't get it, or they're too hard to work with because they're all over the place.
Yeah, they wouldn't be a good model for, let's say, necessarily fashion where they have to know like how to pose to show the outfits. They might not be good for the special effects if they have to stay still and they don't know how to do it right. I mean, I don't know. They're great for lifestyle shit. If you're going to throw a 400mm lens on your camera and they're going to sit at a cafe and you're going to shoot them talking, yeah, they're great because they can act.
Like if you're supposed to shoot like the insides of a store like you did for Adorama, it's great because they can just do a scene and you're shooting it. Yeah. But sometimes I need to I'm trying to show this, they're in their head like it's, I don't know, there's just some that just are annoying.
Yeah, because there's something to be said about giving people like a scene to do, but that doesn't always work. It really depends on what you're doing. So I would say that actors are fine for some stuff.
That being said, like you'd be surprised who's a great model. Sometimes it's just like someone that never thought about doing it, that just came by and we got a portrait and you're like, this could work.
Yeah, mostly if they can stay in one spot without moving around.
Yeah, that kills me.
And if they listen to you. That's like the two of the most important things to be a model.
I would say an experienced actor. Like younger actors are absolutely obnoxious sometimes. They like see something shiny and they freak out. Or they just get like all hyper because they're like on set for a second, but they don't get what you're actually trying to do. But I guess that goes with anyone. If they're not experienced with whatever they're doing, they'll be difficult.
Yeah, I think that when you do, this is interesting, when you do a lot of fashion stuff, a lot of the really young, like inexperienced models are actually good because they're often very young and they're kind of nervous.
And they're not hung up on something.
Yeah, and they're just going to do what you say because they don't know they're just like, okay, I'm listening to you, because they're at the age where they're still like in school age, so they're used to like an adult just telling them what to do and they'll do it. So I think that's why the young models
you don't demand things, you just work with them. Like it sounds like we're like, you do this, and you know.
Well, no, you shouldn't have to demand, and that's the point. You want a model when you're like, hey, turn this way, they turn that way, and they don't like go, what if I do it this way?
I know, but you also, that's why you guys see us use the same models a lot, because when you have a chemistry that works well, they know how your style is, and they can tailor themselves towards that. So instead of us having this friction point of trying to get to an end with just someone that we don't want to be shooting, it's a lot easier for you to like work with Marissa because she knows exactly what you're trying to do. Or, you know, I pull people.
Marissa's not easy to work with.
She is actually easy. She's all over the place.
But she's awesome. But what's interesting about that, and that comes back to the testing thing. My personal style of working, when I work with people, is I don't use a lot of words. Like I get this like connection with them, and I do a lot of hand motion. And when I'm working, let's say doing a live demo, if it's the first time with somebody, there's too much going on.
There's too much.
And then people start getting involved, and the makeup artist starts talking, people on the side start talking, and it throws things off. So if you've worked with somebody a few times and you have that rapport, then
there's definitely models I love working with when it's one-on-one, no one else in the studio. And then there's models that like I can't pull in if it's a live demo because it's half performance, and it's like.
Well, that's true. But live demos is half performance. That's a good way to say it. But like I like my very specifically, and you'll never see it because I can't do it obviously when we're filming. The way I work with people is I often like them to drop their guard.
Yeah,
which they
you're big on that
do if they know they're being watched. So there's this whole like kind of back and forth that you got to let them feel very comfortable or uncomfortable. You know, I walk off set. Like I do a lot of weird shit that I can never do when I'm in, like I'll just walk away, and then they're just like, because it changes like the vibe of the space, and you can't do that if you're working. So, but anyways, and go back to the original question. Actors are fine, but they sometimes want too much, I guess, or want to do too much.
And they always are looking for a shot that they can use rather than what you're trying to do.
Yeah, yeah, and they're also a lot of times concerned with that the pictures look like them because those are the ones they can use. Whereas models are more chameleons. A true model is like a chameleon. Like the best model in the world, Kate Moss, is a chameleon. Like
she's the best model in the world. Kate Moss, in your opinion, is the best model in the world.
This is not my opinion.
Tell me why.
It's 100%.
Tell me why.
Because go look at her portfolio through the years. She is a chameleon. She can do anything. She can be wafy and street and plain makeup and nothing. She can be super high fashion. Even though she's a tiny little thing, best model ever.
There is a whole book that a photographer did of just her. I think it was like Miss X, Miss V or something like that, where he made her like not herself, but like tried to morph her through a bunch of things in black and white. It was really nice.
Yeah, it's because of her facial structure and her ability to emote. I've never worked with her. I wish.
She's also kind of timeless.
Yeah.
Which photographers do you admire and respect? We kind of went through that with the
last.
Yeah, shut up, man. We kind of went through that already with the who influenced us, I guess. But as far as respecting, I respect any photographer, regardless if I like their style, if they know what they're doing and are executing what they're trying to do, not just going, I'll shoot a ton and then I'll fuck with it in Photoshop.
That's right.
And I appreciate photographers that really have a point of view, whether I agree with it or not, but actually are photographers and not.
I agree with that too. Yeah, the photographers that I like and respect are the ones that are. Not that they don't use Photoshop, so I don't want to say that because that seems like jerky, but the ones that can execute in camera, that you can give them something to do and they'll do.
That are doing light for a specific purpose.
Yeah.
That are seeing things a specific way for a reason.
Yeah, those people are fewer than, let's say, the rest of the photographers out there. So it's good when you find somebody like that.
Yeah, and I think Instagram is so deceiving because it's really like a ton of like color grading presets, and you're looking at things like, oh, this is amazing. It's like, yeah, because they made it that way after they got it. They didn't shoot it for that. Yeah, and oftentimes, and I'll say oftentimes, not always, but they wouldn't know how to shoot it for that if they had to. And that's the problem, because when you're, this is even the problem with portfolios. If you don't have a reputation, then what happens is you drop your portfolio off and it's amazing, like a printed one back in the day. They don't know how many pictures you took to get those 10 great shots. Oh, you say that all the time.
Yeah, it's like, how the fuck do I know? You could be working for 8 years shooting every single day to get 10 good pictures. What shows people that you actually know what you're doing is publication, because that means you did it for a job. And that's why it's really hard to get your first jobs, but once you get them, it becomes much easier. Yeah. Yeah. Like when you're hired by somebody to do something, they know you were there that day and you were hired and you had to do it and you pulled it off. I'd like to say anyone who's consistent, but my issue with that is sometimes I see a photographer that gets one style and they just pigeonhole it forever, no matter who's in front of their lens. But when you see someone that can morph for the person that they're shooting or for what the subject is, but still the image feels like theirs. Like Joe McNally.
Joe McNally is the Spielberg of photo.
Yeah, I mean, like he shoots all kinds of subjects, all kinds of different stuff, doesn't use the same techniques all the time, but you can look at the images and know they're
his levels go to like enormous, huge, grand scheme, shutting down a whole French art museum to do a shoot, to just shooting us on the street with a camera and lens. Like
exactly.
That's a guy.
And you know the shot when you get it. You can add a little McNally to it.
Yeah, that was funny. So that was a good moment actually. When he was shooting in here and he got like a pretty clean shot, and he's like looks at you and you go, "I'm just waiting for you to McNally it," and he goes, ugh, and he knew there was another level.
And then he did.
He didn't stop, and he always says that to me. He's always like, "Just you never stop. Just don't stop at that photo. No, there's another one.
There's another one.
You know, and there's another level." Do you see yourself as an artisan or artist? Are you making art for yourself or private?
I like artisan dread.
I don't know. I feel like I'm a commercial guy now. Like I mean, I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say because you said that to me.
Like took my head off when I said he was a commercial photographer.
That was like 10 years ago when I was like
commercial photographer. He was like, whoa!
Well, I was a punk and I heard commercial and I go, what the fuck? You know, like I'm not commercial. And then I started realizing like, no, that's a level.
Yeah.
You know, and I haven't done fine artwork in forever. And honestly, I'm so exhausted from all this stuff, shooting for Adorama, shooting for vendors, shooting to keep the studio going. And then at the end, you're like, I got to do another shoot just for myself. I'm good. I think the satisfaction of just pulling off what we pull off kind of is enough for me.
Yeah, me too. I'm a commercial photographer. I mean, I've done art shows. I mean, I always wanted it to be that the work that I did was both for me. It was my art and my end commercial, and that's what I tried to do.
Yeah, like I remember the art days. I remember doing the fine, and then I realized it was just another thing they were selling. It wasn't like no matter how much of my blood I poured into this thing, it was still like can they sell me as an identity to some people who don't care about that image that think it's an investment. It wasn't.
I think the difference really is only that you think that you can do whatever you want when you're an artist, but actually that's not true either.
I will say this though, anytime I do a commercial job, I try at the very end if I have time to like throw something against the wall and try to do something kind of out of the box.
Well, that's exactly it.
And that's like a quick test. It's like
if you did the movie Gia.
Yeah.
Right, and then he's like, they do this photo shoot, and then the photographer's like, he's a pretentious fake fashion photographer, in the movie. Actor being a fashion. And he's like, does anyone want to stay and do some art? And then Gia's like, well, what's art? He's like, for art, we leave the set and lights. You take your clothes off. But the idea was that he was doing something different than the commercials. That's not what makes it art, kids.
Do you remember a late night session? You both did a Buddha. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah,
it was large format, and we were shooting. Yeah, that was a ton of light.
I remember that. Yeah.
I can't believe you stepped on the print. Whatever happened to that print, and is it for sale? So the print was bought by a magazine called Tricycle, Tricycle Foundation, and they haven't used it yet. So I don't know what's going on with that, honestly. But they commissioned me to do that shoot.
And the footprint didn't even charge me anything extra.
No, they charged me. It was signed by Daniel's foot. But no, they were looking for something for the specific look. And I said, well, I could do this. And I showed them a bunch of Polaroid emulsion and image transfers that I did over the years. And they were like, cool. And I was like, I only have like 6 boxes of this film that doesn't exist anymore left. I can't guarantee it. They're like, if you can pull it off, let us know. So they gave me a rare relic. And I set that weird setup, which was actually one of my favorite still life setups I ever did, I think. I shot it digitally just to have it, shot it on 4x5, and you stepped on it. So, but if you guys want to see that, it's on your YouTube. Under the 1200 sessions. Yeah. I think that's like only like 60 views. Like no one even watched it.
Yeah, 1200sessions.com.
How much time do you spend color grading? Do you use presets or styles? Well, you must be new. So.
Do you? Actually, you can change your mind here and you'll be able to sell presets later.
I'm not selling presets.
So, this is the moment.
Oh, shoot. No, I don't. I personally don't sell presets. No. Let me change this volume of this mic, actually.
I will say this, while you're changing volumes of the mic. So there's presets, I guess you'd call them, in Capture One.
Yeah.
I sometimes throw one of those on just to see what it looked like, but almost always I'll just go through them and see what looks interesting. I'll be like, oh, all right. And then I reset the image and then I go in and mess with it. It's a quick way for me to see what maybe
could be done. It's a foundation.
Yeah, I don't usually use them though. I mean, but I have a very specific way that I do my color grading. Just because based on the way that I shoot, I usually push the exposure up and then I crank my blacks down. That's just how I do it. But it takes me, I don't know, 10 minutes to do like a full shoot's worth of color grading.
Yeah, I mean, I color grade because raw files are flat in general. Yeah. And I do like to have a solid black and I do like to have a bit of saturation. And honestly, that's about all I do. Yeah. I light for what I want to see.
Yep.
If I can't control the light, I might do a little more, like dodging and burning and things like that, because like I'm in ambient light settings or white balancing and things like that. But other than that, like the only preset I use is a black and white
that you made.
That
well,
I
use
made.
that as well too. But
Well, actually,
you made
changed
it for
it.
me.
I changed it. I did
changed it.
Now it's Vanessa Joy's black and white.
Well, Cadence BW. You made it on set with in one of the videos.
Yeah.
That's in one of the videos as well. On the
That was one of the best videos I think ever.
Yeah, that was super fun. We did headshots. So yeah, I know how I like my images, but also because we both shoot tethered. What I try to do, if I can, is get the first image close. I can do a quick color grading on the first image, and then I let it carry over to the other ones. So so I don't have to do anything at the end, or very little.
But usually when I'm shooting, I know what I'm going for. So it's kind of like if you choose Fuji Velvia film, you know it's a punchy film.
Yeah.
You're going to shoot in that direction, and that's kind of how I think presets should be, as opposed to let me go down this list till it looks cool. That one, and it's like fuck you. Like enough of this.
Which is exactly what I just said I do sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
But I do that.
No, it's a foundation to start.
But almost always, though, when I do that, it's because I'm looking at my image and I'm just like, this looks. Sometimes when I shoot, this is gonna sound really weird. Like it just looks good, which is why I kind of don't like what I said about the Hasselblad earlier. Sometimes when you're shooting and you want to do something, like you're looking at your shoot after and you're just like, that was such a great shoot. I want to work on this more, but you don't need to. It's like it's done.
Yeah, I know.
And so then I start messing with it, and then in the end, I just reset it all because it's back to where I was because that's where I shot.
That's where your head was when you made it. Yeah. I really think you two need to do a regularly scheduled follower photo critique. Ask the audience if they'd be interested. I bet you would get a big response. Very popular on other channels. Funny enough, we did
on Instagram.
We did an Instagram one, and it didn't do well at all.
Oh,
really.
didn't? Oh,
it didn't even get 1,000 views.
Oh, really? I thought it did well.
At the time that we did it, people might have watched live. Even then, it was only like a few hundred.
Oh.
It didn't go over that well. So we don't know yet. Maybe we'll think about it. But the people that are into the critiques are really into them. But for the most part, we're finding that people don't want to sit and listen to that shit.
Well, I mean, maybe doing it on our channels then versus Adorama, because we don't need the numbers.
I don't know.
The thing about,
I also feel that if other channels are doing it, let them do it. Like, I don't need to.
That's also true. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that.
Any chance though of another video like the Close Encounters video with Joe McNally? No comment.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I would love to work with Joe again.
I mean, well, Joe will always be Paisan, and he knows we're around. But as far as a video, I don't know. But you never know.
We don't have anything planned, but that took a long time to plan out too.
But that did take a long time, actually.
But yeah, I would love to do something with Joe. Joe's amazing.
And he's a good friend. He's a good people.
Yeah.
He's always been great to us. So, would you say photographers who worked with film are better prepared for getting right in camera? Yeah, I would actually. I think that people who work with film, especially black and white, understand tonality.
I mean, theoretically, they should have a better base of it, yeah, because obviously they had to get it right in camera.
But you could also see
But that doesn't
how
mean that
light...
if you started with digital, you can't be there.
No, it's not. That's true. But I feel like if you've worked with slide film, you understand light better. I think you.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of these hipsters who just throw print film on their cameras on automatic, and those are people that work with film. So it's like, yeah.
That's true.
You know, work with film? Not necessarily. Work with slide film on projects that had to actually do it? Yeah.
I love it when people like are, oh, this is amazing. It's like, no, it's a piece of shit shot. You just did it on film, so people think it's amazing.
You know what's funny is I just did that. I had some shitty 800 speed Lomo film in my bag, and I shot, my friend, she came over and I shot some pictures, and I swear, I'm looking at them like, these look like they have some cool filter. I'm like, they really did look cool just because I mean, the shots weren't just plain shots, but it was like, it adds something to it. It does have something about it. There's a certain life to film.
Well, it's like a window you're looking through.
Yeah, it's like, it definitely changes your perspective. So film has that influence, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the shot itself still has to be good, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, for me, it's like, because when you shoot on film, you're shooting almost to a preset, in my opinion, because you chose your film for a specific reason.
Agreed.
And I think that if the reason you know, I'm not saying you always have to have deliberate decisions, but I do feel that if you started out on film and went to digital, like you and me did, you do have a certain quality to how you make your digital images look. Going, well, this is how it really looks. This is how light really acts. Like,
clearly,
knowing how light really acts, I think, is the biggest thing.
Yeah, I just think that I don't know. Maybe if I'm remembering the question wrong, but just because you started on film doesn't mean that you're going to be better. Just because you started on digital doesn't mean you're going to be better. It comes down to whether or not you want to make the effort to be able to do it. I think that's really what it comes down to. If you make the effort, you could. Even if you started on digital and never shot a piece of film in your life, I think you could still do it. I don't think you need to have shot film.
No, I don't think you need to, but I can definitely, there's definitely like a good base knowledge once you've shot film.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Especially if you've done darkroom too, like you
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
know color balancing better, especially color darkroom.
Oh
Holy
my God,
fuck.
color darkroom is
color
so good.
darkroom. I lived in a color darkroom for
Yeah.
years, and I loved everything. I still have my color enlarger, my Bessler.
God, yeah, color enlarger.
It's a motorized head that goes up and down on a motor. It's fucking
Love that.
amazing, and it prints black and white awesome because magenta filtering for my shadows and yellow filtering for my highlights,
Nice, yeah.
and it's fucking brilliant.
Actually, that's I used to use. Once we had access to the color darkroom, I did that as well. Did my black and white in the color darkroom, just for that reason.
I mean, you never have to take filters in and out. You
I used
can
to
dial
also
it in.
also put slides. I'd use slides and project them onto Polaroid.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Pull the Polaroid out in the darkroom, put it in, then shove it back in, which is kind of.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find some. If people are really interested in that stuff, I was a terrible photographer when I was younger, though.
Will you ever move from DSLR to mirrorless? I would. If
I
they-
have the mirrorless now.
I would, yeah.
I mean, move.
I have one mirrorless
I don't
camera.
really move. I just do a lot. I have a lot of cameras. I think I might have had that conversation before.
Hi from the UK, guys. What's the best way to mount a speed light in a softbox with a silver reflector, forward facing or rear facing? Oh, I see.
Oh, you mean like an Apollo where it's inside?
Well, no, there's like on the Lastolite, if I don't spin the body of the speed light around, I can't get to the controls easily. Like, so it depends
that
on the
seems like a
box, really.
no-brainer.
It depends. Honestly, it's common sense. So if you're having issues, just turn it to the side, and that way on either side you can.
Well, and
get
also
to
if you're using an optical one, like some of the older speed lights, you got to make sure it's pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, that's anything you guys would do over if you had to start over from scratch? My entire life. Honestly, there's always every shoot I go, fuck, I should have done this, I should have done that, and there's times when I'm like, oh, I want to reshoot this, and it's already out of my head. I tried it, maybe I didn't get to where I wanted, but I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would have come to New York earlier. You know, you think that, but then I also have this. It's like the time travel paradox, right? Because you don't know what little thing that made. See, everybody thinks there's these big events that change their life, but usually it's a lot of little things that you don't think of. So you'd be like, I would have done this different, but that could have changed 100 little things that could have fucked you up in the long run. So I'm pretty happy with where I'm at.
Also, I kind of don't think a lot of people realize that when you do a shoot, you're already like limited. No matter how much gear you have, no matter how many people are around, there's time, there's just so many different things.
Yeah. Like I could have started shooting when I assisted longer than maybe I should have. If I go back and look at it, I probably could have started shooting earlier, but I think because I assisted longer, I actually met more people, which then made me a better photographer. That changed things that I did. So it's like I can't really I don't know.
How's your set different in bigger commercial productions? I've seen BTS with huge 12-foot scrims and those huge parabolics. Is that a commercial standard or personal choice? There is no right answer to what you use for whatever type of shoot it is. Yeah. If you're shooting commercial and you feel you want the look of an on-camera speed light to make it look amateur, then that's what you use, you know, but there's plenty of people that do rent more gear to make it look like a bigger production.
Because the more lights you use, the more you get.
You guys ever watch Top Model, America's Top Model?
Yeah.
They use like a light and they rent like 6,000 other things to make it look like a big production.
Yeah. So I think that when you do bigger commercial jobs, you are often given freedom and a budget, so you tend to use stuff that you want to. I mean, I've definitely used giant parabolics when I didn't really need to but no, I mean, if the look you're going for is a small, like if I was doing a beauty shot, I'd probably still use a regular beauty dish. I mean, actually no, I'd probably use a Para 44. Yeah, you'd use the bigger stuff.
Where the hell are we? I've had to block all these people.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, they're all just like trolls.
Oh, I hate that.
Because you go live and there's people that just look for lives.
Just to troll?
Just to troll, yeah.
So yeah, but what I would say that what looks different on the set is not so much the equipment, but the organization and the team. Like I have way more people. Like the jobs that I used to do, the more fashion-related job, you've got a stylist, a style assistant, you have a prop stylist, a prop style assistant, you have a makeup artist assistant, the photographer, their assistants, one or two. Then you've got a art director, you've got a digital tech. So there's a lot more people involved.
People that just manage your permits, your insurance.
Yeah, and you've got all this stuff going on. You know, the studio rental people are there. You know, so there's a lot of there's a lot more crew. You don't necessarily use more lights. I used to do a lot of stuff with the Fresnel head for the Profoto. I love that thing.
Yeah, I want to use that. Like I never fucked with it, and
We're gonna get one in there. I'm gonna try to get the hard box because we haven't seen the video yet, but I mentioned the hard box in one of my videos. I know people are gonna ask me about it, so if people want to know what a hard box, I'm gonna see if I can get a hard box.
I seen the hard box at Ghost Studios, and I was like,
yeah, the hard box is pretty awesome. So I might get a hard, but
it's
that goes
specific though.
It goes on the Pro head, so I might get a hard box and a Fresnel. Because so people say that that when you're talking about like, I've even people say that about magnum reflectors, that's what looks like the sun. To me, a Fresnel looks like the sun. I think it's because of the evenness of it. There's something
to me,
about
it's the
Fresnel.
fall off. It's the break at the shadow line.
Yeah. So I think that, but people say the hard box is the most like the sun because it's the smallest possible source.
Hard box versus the satellite.
Oh.
Hard box, Profoto hard box versus the Broncolor satellite.
Oh, satellite.
Yeah?
I wonder, which one would I choose? Satellite. Which one looks more like the sun? I don't know.
To me, a satellite's too fragile,
But it's so awesome.
Yeah, but it's a freaking mirrored, it's a $5,000 fucking modifier.
That's why I like it.
It's 5Gs.
It's so good though.
If you want to see the satellite used, you shot a bunch of Elvises in Vegas.
Elvis in Vegas.
It's on Adorama TV.
And I made it look like the sun, coming in from the other direction from like 60, 70 feet away. I mean, it was in broad daylight.
Will Friday or Saturday be streamed on YouTube? No, the workshops for our private workshops, there are no streaming on our workshops.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of trying drone photography? You actually own a drone.
I have a drone. I'm getting better with it, although I crashed it for the first time.
Would be funny to see the initial flights.
Oh, I could probably do that. I've been shooting. Well,
you should write "photographer tries drone" as your title, and then just siphon all those people.
Well, the thing is, I've been really careful with my drone and trying to like learn how to fly it very precisely to do some photos. But my brother-in-law also has one, and he always throws his on sports mode and flies around like a maniac. So we were out in this big open field, like literally, it's a huge open field. There's one like small like bush, like right near us.
And that's it.
And like I'm flying around for all this time. And I'm like, I'm gonna go full speed just one time, and I go, zoop. I'm like, I turn with myself, boom, right into the bush. It was amazing.
That's perfectly what you do.
Yep.
I just want you to know.
It's not as good as the time that Dave flew it into the lake. That was the best drone story ever, but we don't talk about that.
I never even touched a drone.
You would be good at it because it's basically like a video game. It's a video game.
With a lot of money on the line, sure.
No, I have the Mavic Air. It's like less than $1,000.
Yeah, but still, hits the ground. I mean, yeah, and I can't fly anywhere in New York, so it's like useless for me.
Yeah, not legally.
Unless I want to get out to Bear Mountain or something, I'm not going anywhere.
Come visit.
Seth, your live demos on YouTube are the fucking shit. So much ducking knowledge. Thanks, ducking knowledge. All right.
Ducking. He does duck the knowledge.
Autocorrect is ducking up my life. Is duck. Thank you. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Enjoyed the last two especially, man. Thank you so much. I didn't even plan on going live, so those were pretty cool. Try and share them around. I can only let this channel grow if you guys share stuff. So.
And buy t-shirts.
And buy stuff at the... Sounds weird, but going blind has meant that I'm doing more photography and hell even working with great models in the UK. Listen, man, nothing should stop you from doing what you want to do. And if images is something that's important to you, I'm sure there's technology that's actually helping you right now. So since when and why do you collaborate? Ooh, I don't know, man. The first time we did anything, I guess, was
Adorama presents Seth Miranda. Was that the first time we ever did anything together?
No, I did. I helped you out in the event space a couple times before that, but we never really.
Yeah, not like, but where we're both like working on a project.
Yeah, I think that's the first collaboration. If you go on Daniel's YouTube, 1200 sessions, or if you go on,
it's on Adorama.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, the dancer.
Oh, was that first? I thought the first one we did was Adorama presents Seth Miranda.
Was it?
I think so. With the
multi-pop.
With the multiple.
You can see that video. Oh, so if you go in my playlist that says my videos on other channels, you'll see the multi-pop video, Seth Miranda presents Seth Miranda, whatever, and then the one that we did in the stairwell, which is like some of my favorite, and nobody saw these videos.
Yeah, share that one around because that was awesome.
That was one of the awesomest. Actually, do we have?
Yeah. Tether Tools, asked us to mess with their stuff, and we did.
Do we have them?
Yeah, there's going to be some cards in there. I saw them. You guys ever always want to know what's inside that red card?
Yeah. So, if you want to see the video behind this shoot in our stairwell right outside the studio, whoops, you can go to this. On the playlist that I have on this channel.
On the other side too.
Go to videos.
You don't like that show as much.
Well,
that's the other end.
It's just not as dynamic.
Yeah, that was super fun, and we didn't even have the Gavin Hoey fog at that point.
Yeah, we only had one mic.
Oh my god! And it's actually, I gotta say, watch the video and let us know if you know we only had one mic, because we both like when the other person was on mic, we were like,
I'm like, we're like miming. But if you want to see that, go to videos on other channels and look for oh my god, tethering Case Air.
Yeah, Case Air is the second one, and the first one was hanging your lights or something. Yeah.
Lighting without stands or something.
Lighting without stand. That sounds right. Yeah. Super fun. That was a great.
You guys are amazing. Love your channel. Thank you. Would you both mind talking a bit about one of your nightmare clients, and were you able to work through it, or just tell them or tell them that you're over it? So I'm a big I give up on you person. I just like if it's too difficult, I'm the wrong guy for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I will get through that specific moment and job, but I will not ever come back. What we call it firing clients.
Yeah, we fire the clients. Specifically, just because it's coming to mind right now, one that I had that was really terrible was this handbag company.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
right.
The woman was like, they were right down the street from my old studio, and then she was like, okay, so I said, all right, come by with 10 handbags. We're gonna do a test because I had to figure out like everything else. And she showed up with 200 handbags. And she's like, no, we have to shoot it all right away. She sat there, watched it tethered, approved every single shot.
Yeah, I love that.
And then when I delivered, she started looking at it and picking it apart, go, oh, we got to reshoot this one because I don't like the way that looks. I'm like, you signed off on this. She literally looked at me and said, I didn't realize those were the shots. But she had only given me half the money. And they were like, we're not going to pay you. And then so then I pulled it because it was a CD. I took the CD. I'm like, all right, you're not going to get your images then. Screw you. And I left. And then we ended up compromising. But yeah, I never worked for him again. That's probably one of the worst clients I ever had. Because she was such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and
the thing is, if she had done what I had told her to do and only brought 10 in, I would have realized that she was a pain in the ass, and I would have given them back the deposit and been like, screw you. But since I had done all that work and shot 200 bags, there was no way I wasn't going to walk away without my money.
Yeah, I once was shooting for a furniture store here in New York, and they wanted me to go to the furniture store and make everything look like it was on a commercial white background. But this store was literally couch touching another couch, like it was like almost impossible. So I was moving things around and made it as clean as I could, and they were like, oh, but this, oh, but that. I'm like, you're literally asking for the impossible. Like, you're telling me to come here, create a studio, and it was like a low day rate of like a few hundred a day. And I said, I remember going, you have the images? And they're like, yeah, and they're full res. I don't care if I get the next check. This just isn't working out.
Yeah, no, you gotta do that. And actually, specifically, the problem with that, I'll let you know, is that these were all like leather and like pleather and like snakeskin or whatever bags.
Yeah.
She wanted them to have no reflections on them. And I did, and I fucking killed myself with flags, and I mean, these things look terrible because they had no reflections, and you should have reflections.
Because there's dimension.
Because otherwise they don't look. And then when she looked at it, she's like, that doesn't look like leather. And I'm like, yeah, because there's no friggin' reflection.
People have it stuck in their head that shine is bad, but there's like plenty of times, like I shot for that hosiery company that was like, we want to see complete shine.
Yeah,
I was like,
you need to put it in the
awesome.
right spot. It's like shooting a car. You have to put the shine where you want.
What you don't want is like reflections of seeing the set, seeing the light.
Yeah.
But you want.
And I think what ends up happening is, in many situations, that's why it sucks to work direct for a client. It's almost always better to have an art director, because they understand it.
Well, they also take the hit.
Yeah.
So, and that's also an agent too, is like they do all, like there's a buffer.
Yeah, they're the buffer for that. So yeah, that one kind of sucked, but.
Ask Dana about when he borrowed or rented a boat. You rented a boat? No? Okay. Andrew James, when facing speedlight, they're answering each other's questions. Do you guys ever come to LA? Any plans for the future? Would be awesome to attend a workshop here. I used to come to LA 5 times a year for work.
Oh, they're talking about the boat thing about the Monolight threw out of the car. That's a different story. You have to watch it on my channel. And that wasn't a client, it was a model. Yeah, okay, don't worry about that. LA. Sorry.
I know what you're talking about. I used to go to LA 5 times a year when I worked heavily in special effects. Now I think we might be going to Anaheim soon, but that's about it. But I mean, we do get out to Vegas for trade shows.
And it'd be worth driving to LA if there was enough to do.
Yeah.
I almost went out last time, and then I didn't because I wrapped up.
The thing is, we can go anywhere if there is resources waiting for us. So if there's, enough sponsorship or money that we can not lose money, it actually is worth a day of our time, then yeah, we're down to go anywhere. So if there's a photography club and you want us to come speak or something like that, we just have to talk about logistics and rates. Stairwell shoot was excellent. Oh, thanks, Robbie. I'm glad somebody saw it. Tech does help a lot. Not tethered yet, as knowing. Oh, about shooting. Well, I would fall over the cable. Thankfully, I use digital, as I take so many photos during a shoot. Listen, whatever gets you through making the shot you want, whatever,
Yeah, I find that tethering is like, and I know that you don't shoot with a tripod, but I compare them because I think they're similar. I think people, when they first start, they just shoot and then they're used to that. But when you get on a commercial set, That's the reason why I use a tripod. I had to learn how to use a tripod. I didn't want to use a tripod. I want to grab the camera and run around just like anybody. But the thing is, that is useful, and so is tethering. Like one of the main complaints people have is they can't move around because of the wires, but you get used to it.
I don't understand that at all, because like I've never tethered and gone, God damn it. Like,
yeah.
I've never said, in fact, I've gone places where I'm like, who can hold a laptop? Because I want to tether right now. Because it's so different.
When we said, can you help me? When I did my photo walk, WPPI, I tethered right, and we just sat there on the ground. Yeah.
It's next level shit. Like, you cannot take away seeing the almost final result basically right there. Yep. And if you look at your little LCD on the back and you're like, maybe, why maybe?
Yeah.
Why maybe?
Nope.
You know, so
you're seeing the actual file, especially if you want to do stuff to it, because you can actually quickly do things to it to see if it's going to fall apart on you.
And raw conversion.
Yep.
So you'll actually see how your colors and everything changes, converts. Mm-hmm. And not to mention, if you're going to do any color grading, you do it on the spot and just apply it as you're shooting it, and you're done.
Yep.
Let me see. The stairwell shoe is fantastic. Thank you. I'm really glad. I'll buy the T-shirt, Seth, but international postage needs sorting. How about Daniel ship his? I'm going to start taking Daniel's tees around the UK and tag him on social media. You do international, right?
Yeah, you can actually get...
I can't do international on my store yet. It costs too much money.
I don't know if you can get the T-shirts, I think, in the UK store. I have to look, because Amazon ships them direct. I don't get them, so they only ship wherever they ship.
Where were I? Jesus Christ. Looking forward to the new aperture focusing spot. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun for people. It definitely brings the cost of a focusing spotlight down for people.
That looks pretty badass.
Wow, just sounds like someone that didn't know how to advertise their product, which is probably what you're referring to with the bags.
Oh, yeah.
Can you say, what? Are you befriend? Okay, I'm going to block this person. I'm so sick of that shit. He just wrote the word sex. Like, what is poop sex? Like, what are you, 5? You're probably a 5-year-old. I've just started tethering and I love it. Seth, I swear all the time your tethering disconnects. So there's 2 reasons my tethering disconnects. 1, my laptop is ancient. And 2, the cable I'm currently using is really bent and I just need to change it. But most of the time it's because we have like an old tethering session going that couldn't see the camera, or I don't think you guys realize how many times we're tethering in a day.
Yeah, I mean, I tether every day, and I would say that once in a while it's a problem.
Yeah,
like I had a problem this last time, but it turns out my cable was bent, and then we switched it. It was fine.
Yeah, there's a few variables, and it's all in the numbers, but really it's your computer seeing a camera, and 2 of those manufacturers never knew each other, so it's like a lot of things. It's just lack of slam dunk shoes. Would totally agree. Tethering is so nice, especially to show client instead of tiny camera screen. Yeah, it's huge. Case Air is an economical wireless option too. It is, just we would tell you to watch out using the Case Air with RAW files.
It's huge. It's a little slow, yeah.
It's slow.
But all that wireless stuff is for the most part.
And the last one is what's going on here, bruh.
Well.
Oh my God, what time is it?
What is going on here?
4:11. We've been going live for over an hour.
Over an hour. And the HMI.
Shit.
I have an HMI. Should I shine it on you?
No.
So I got an HMI from Datolight. It's only a 200, but man, is it bright. But look at how clean that is. Oh, actually, it's a little cool, right?
Unless you've tethered a Lightroom, then it constantly fails. Yeah, Lightroom constantly fails, and it's slow, and it's not a true conversion. It doesn't look right.
Yeah, Lightroom is not the same as using Capture One.
Jerk stopper, a tether block, 100% tether block all the way.
Yeah, I use jerk stopper because I'm cheap.
The tether block's dope.
But you really need the shorter cable too to make it. Otherwise, you're dangling a 15-foot cable all the time. Like you do it with 2 cables.
I do it with 2 cables, so it's a breakaway.
It's the way to do it, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I need to do that.
Plus, I don't have to worry about dedicated cables for the entire length.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, thank you both for your team and content. Great stuff. Thank you guys. Any last questions?
Was that all of our questions? I wonder if anything came up in mine.
While we're waiting for the last questions, just remember down in the description, I have my merch shop if you guys want to buy some shirts and support the channel. And if you guys are looking for any gear, I'm an affiliate, Daniel's an affiliate. Just let us know what gear you're looking for. We will send you an affiliate link, and all that stuff helps grow this channel. If you're new, hit subscribe, hit like, share this around. Check out the videos from early this week where I shot Sheila live with on-access fill, and I showed you guys how to make studio strobe with Speedlight. Hi Seth, why don't you use the grip on your D850? Actually, I do use a grip now. I have the grip. If you watch the last few live streams I've done, I do have a grip on my D850.
Yeah, you do. I don't know though. After I used to always use grip. Now I use a giant camera now, so it kind of seems silly me saying this, but after like using smaller cameras, I actually prefer a smaller camera.
Well, it's funny because I started using the grip, and now when I don't have the grip, it feels like something's wrong.
Yeah, but I got used to a small. You know what? When I switched over to shooting Leica, I was so used to a small camera.
How does it feel to be a Seth Rogen look like? I don't know. How does it feel to be blocked on this channel?
Do I look like Seth?
I'm having a lot of fun just blocking people. It's amazing. Thanks, guys. Awesome as usual. Yet again, 71 watching and only 26 likes. We really appreciate when you guys say that kind of stuff. Why a Tether cable and not just a regular data cable? Set up A7 III to a MacBook Pro, USB-C to C. I don't understand what you're talking about. Tether cables.
Well, the Tether cables they're a little bit thicker and more rugged. They also are just designed for Tether. They have a little thingy.
But they're a fatter gauge,
yeah.
So they actually allow for a proper signal, so it can handle longer distances, and it's just a cleaner signal.
But yes, a regular cable probably would work.
Thanks a lot, guys. Believe it or not, that knife bride story is true. Talking about Brazil, bro. See ya. I spent thousands at ramen. You can tell them you two and Gavin are the reason. Oh, thank you. Nice. Thanks for a great chat. Seth and everyone have a great evening. Where are we?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. So
well,
I guess
it's evening, depending on your.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. It's kind of crazy where we're at, right? Like this little thing sends us live to the world in a studio room that someone walking by in the street has no idea what's happening.
Yeah, it's freaking amazing, and every once in a while I have to like stop and think about it for a second.
Well, so every time we bitch about stuff like this thing isn't working wirelessly via the internet to reach thousands and millions of people, right. It's like, oh yeah, like calm down, like it's okay. Any future plans to upgrade to a large format camera that can take a DSLR as a back? We actually were going to mount my D850 to my Cambo.
We should still do it.
Yeah, actually I bought all the adapters. We just need to like actually adhere it.
Yeah, I mean the only problem is it's still not a large format camera, but it's still cool though. You'll have a 300mm lens basically, or a 14-inch, whatever you have.
It's like a 315mm. It's like a 14. It's a 14-inch lens, yeah.
And that's the proof that 300mm is still 300mm, no matter what, you know.
Well, it's also just sick to have a lens like that tied to a 50 megapixel
Oh no, it's awesome. It's just I'm just saying that it doesn't really.
2115 in the UK. We would love to go to the UK, by the way.
Yeah, I may try to step over there this summer when I'm in Germany. We'll see. I'm working on it.
Any shoots currently in progress? Nah, I'm actually just trying to grow this YouTube channel. That's like my main focus right now.
Tomorrow. Oh, I'm gonna go live tomorrow. So if you guys don't follow me, tomorrow at 5-ish.
Daniel Norton, photographer, right here on YouTube.
I'm gonna do a shoot. I don't know if you want to come by. I'm shooting my friend Nerlan. She's awesome. Nerlan.
I kind of want a day off, but I wouldn't mind.
I'll come by at 5. You don't have to be the whole day.
What time are you doing? 5 o'clock?
Around 5, we're gonna go live.
If you're going live, maybe I'll come switch for you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna use that effects data light.
That thing is dope. So if you guys want to see some special light, Daniel's gonna be using some Datolite, DEDO. It's bananas.
It's gonna be pretty cool. So we're gonna work on that.
That's some real light theory, some real serious science going on.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. So that I'll be doing it tomorrow.
Come over, I'll host you guys in the UK. Scotland would be great for you both. I would love to see Scotland.
Me too.
Yeah, this year is kind of full already, actually. The new Nikon mirrorless body might be better on a LF camera. What's an LF camera?
Large format.
Oh, large format. Shallower flange distance. Yeah, actually the bigger flange will probably be easier to mount to a large format, but it's still the same sensor catching the same circle of light.
Yeah, I don't know why that would make a difference.
Because of the actual mounting mechanism. Like you could actually...
Oh, it's easier to mount it?
Yeah. It might be.
Oh, because you can put the adapter out to get your space? Because you need spacers to get it to...
I actually got like a zero copal, a double zero copal, and I'm doing the...
Because isn't the grip in your way? I think that's the biggest thing.
No, it wasn't. So I have the Kokin, not Kokin, what do you call those tubes?
Kenko?
Extension tubes? Yeah. Kenko. So I just put
Use
two
an
of those.
tube, yeah.
But the problem is that I put 2 of them through with the plate, with the lens plate in the middle, you know? And it's not enough space for them to click in. So I actually have to grind it.
Oh.
So there's that. Well, it's going to be a project, so.
That'd be fun, though.
Where are you going in Germany?
Munich.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. And somewhere else. Cologne.
Oh, we were just in Cologne in September.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Cologne first, then to Munich. So, and then I'm gonna be on that side of the pond.
Any meetup plans? Are you gonna set up a
I don't know.
workshop?
I think I will. I might try to do something. We'll see. I'm just putting together the final plans now, so yeah, I don't see why not. The thing is, logistically overseas without somebody like hosting it is very difficult because I got to get space, I got to get the equipment, I got to get the model, so it's more difficult than even just setting up a shoot.
All right, I'm fucking tired.
You tired? Any more questions?
Well, I want to play Mortal Kombat, so I want to get out of here.
Yeah, you're playing Mortal Kombat. I used to play in the arcade.
In the arcades.
In the arcade.
I went to the Soda Jerk, and then I went to the arcade.
We had a great arcade. I've been to arcades pretty recently.
We used to have great arcades in New York, and they're like all gone.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, I remember I spent so much in an arcade, that's why I finally bought a console. I was like, I'm spending so much money here, why do I not
That's
buy
such
a
a
console?
Daniel answer. It's like, let me budget this. I'm using this many quarters, and I should just buy a console.
I know, and that's, yeah, and then that's how I bought my first console. But that was it. I was like, I'm spending so much money at the arcade. Although at the arcade, they also had like ice cream and stuff, so.
Chinatown Fair here in New York. Fun Time USA was amazing.
Nantasket Beach in Massachusetts. You go down there.
There was so many good arcades.
You
back
get the
in day.
arcades, and then you've got the beach.
Part of one of the things I loved about the arcade was there was a community where you'd put your quarters on the screen because you'd fight the next guy. If you're on more, so I just like the idea that like I'm gonna figure what I've lost to this guy and come back next week.
Yeah, because exactly, you know who's up. So if they put the quarter there, you're like, oh, it's that guy.
Arcades are now beercade.
Beercade?
Is Model Mayhem still an option for getting models? It isn't for me. I don't like Model Mayhem at all.
I mean, it's still around.
It's so skeevy.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem now is that there's not so many of these modeling sites if you're just starting out looking for a model. So I don't know if you have a lot of options. There used to be tons of places where those models, but now it's like, I think Instagram. The problem is if you don't have anything to show.
Honestly, it's hard to get started, but once you get started and you're showing work around, people that are into what you're doing will contact you.
Yeah,
What I'm saying is always put yourself out there and always be shooting. Like, just always shoot. Even if it's your friend, even if it's self-portraits, just go shoot, don't stop. Because once you stop, why is anyone going to find you? Why is anyone going to want to work with you?
That's really the key. What you're saying there is so important. So no matter what you're going to do, so let's say, for instance, you want to shoot models, whatever, fashion portraits. You find somebody, whoever, so a friend of a friend, or whatever. You get that person, you photograph them, then they're going to show the pictures. Somebody they know is going to want pictures, and then that's going to lead to something else, and that's going to lead to something else. Once you have a little bit, just go to a modeling agency. I mean, there's tons of modeling agencies, and they all need free pictures, unfortunately.
Well, fresh faces.
Yeah, fresh. They're always bringing in new models. So you go to a commercial modeling agency, you just show them what you got, and you say, "This is what I'm doing," and you'll find one that'll give you models. Don't go to the top modeling agency in your town if you're just starting out.
Or if you really want to grind hard, go to local boutiques and just be like, "Hey, I'm not looking for a lot. Why can't we take a few pieces off your rack, go shoot a couple people for a day? You have content."
Yeah.
I mean, even small stores now need content. They never needed it before, but now they need it for their Instagram.
That's
Any
right.
thrift store, anybody.
And half the time they might have some person working there that could possibly be the model. So then there you go. You even got the model. You got everything all set.
When I was dead broke, I would go into the hair salons and always be like, "Hey, can we just set up a backdrop here? And for one day, we'll just grind out as many hairstyles as you want." And I would get paid, I think it was $25 a head, literally a head. And that's how I would make some quick money if I needed to.
Yeah, that's pretty slick. I like that.
Yeah.
And like the local boutiques, even here in New York, I used to shoot for a lot of them over in the 30s. There's all those stores up there. Yeah.
How much to hire Sheila? $11 billion.
Yes.
You will never get a hold of her.
Plus the agency fee.
Stand in a park with a sign that says, "Let me take your photo." Yeah, if you want to be a creep, sure.
It would really
That's a
depend on
hipster
who
thing.
you are. Yeah.
That's a hipster thing.
If you're like a cute hipster dude or girl, you probably get away with that.
Just don't ever go up to girls because you want to bang them, and that's why you're asking them to model. That is the worst thing on earth.
Yeah.
There's too much of that going on, and especially when we see the comments about the models on our videos.
Yeah.
Like, people are doing photos for the wrong reasons. There's no respect for it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you both ever think of leaving New York? I'll die here. I'll turn to Technicolor dust in this city. I was born here. I have bled here. I'll turn to Technicolor dust in this city.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I have a house that I really like, so I can't see moving. But you never know. I could consider it. I don't need to be anywhere. I could be anywhere.
Well, my retirement plan is just to rent out jet skis to white guys in the islands.
Well, that's eventual. Yeah, that's when we get old. Well, I think
I'm gonna get Captain Ron looking.
Well, see, I came to New York very specifically because I was building up a career as a fashion photographer, and you needed to be here. I don't need to be here for what I do now. So, I mean, I don't not like it here, but I don't need to be here.
After being around so much chaos and opportunity so much my whole life, anywhere else just feels like it's Like, where is it?
Yeah, that would be really weird for you because you've always lived here. I mean, I lived in a lot of different places, not a lot, but a half dozen different places, and New York City is not for me to live all the time. It's too much.
It is. It's not easy to live. I'll say that.
Yeah. It's really amazing, but it's not easy. So, like, I like the quiet. So I have the best of both worlds because I live upstate a bit, and I can come to the city every day if I want to. I'm close enough.
All right.
I do not live in New Jersey.
Ugh.
No offense to New Jersey people, but
No,
yeah.
100% offense to New Jersey people.
Yeah.
Fuck them. We're above them for a reason. We're above armpit of America.
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh
them.
my God, definitely not New Jersey. But yeah, people, you live in. I don't live in New Jersey. I live in New York, upstate.
Before we close out, let us know who else you guys watch on YouTube. Let us know what other content you're plugged into.
I'd be curious about that too.
Also, I am super curious to know who is your favorite Mortal Kombat character of all time. Write it down. I want to know. Everyone's going to
that's
say
interesting.
Sub-Zero watch.
So I don't like Sub-Zero so much. I like the Chun-Li. Is that the...
Chun-Li is in Street Fighter.
Okay. Clearly, I don't know my characters. Who's the boxer? No, I'm thinking of Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
You were probably thinking of Balrog in Street Fighter, but we'll let that one pass. All right. Jesus Christ, you're killing me.
Listen, I can't
You're
remember my own
fucking
name
killing
sometimes.
me.
Do you think I'm going to remember the name of some cartoon?
You'll remember the stupidest shit from Dungeons and Dragons, but this is a cartoon. It's stupid.
I didn't say it was stupid. I said that I won't remember from a cartoon.
Sean Tucker, Jamie Windsor, Gavin Hoey,
Ah, Gavin Hoey.
Raiden. Oh man, I haven't heard someone pull Raiden in a while. Atari 2600 was so cool. Look at all these people
I
going
don't think
crazy.
Oh, Raiden is the character I was going to get. That doesn't...
On behalf of it and New Jerseyans, kiss my ass, Seth Miranda. Well, fuck you, Jimmy Hill. Goro, Joe McNally. And so there's a mix of people they follow on YouTube and Mortal Kombat characters.
Right, I'm like, hold on, who's
You can be Joe McNally in Mortal Kombat. Do you remember
That would be
do
amazing.
you remember the headshot bus thing?
Yeah.
The flash bus?
Flash bus,
And it was him like going like this with like nunchucks, and it was like the strobist guy
Yeah.
with like
David Hobby.
They looked like they were about to fight. That was some of the best artwork ever.
See, that's what we should do. We should go around on a bus.
I would love to see fan art. If someone could like draw us like in a fight
God.
in like Mortal Kombat, I would be over the moon.
Yeah, if somebody wants to do that, we'll
Why?
we'll-
I've heard Sean Tucker a lot, but I've never.
Oh, I've watched some Sean Tucker stuff, actually. Pretty good. Pretty good guy. He seems, I mean, I don't know him personally, but he
The
seems...
giant chicks with the forearm. I used to get ass with her. Oh, the chick with forearms is Shira? Is it Shira?
Shira.
Shiva? I think her name is.
Well, that would make more sense.
I don't remember. They only introduced her like in two of the games.
Shira is He-Man's sister, I think.
What would be Joe McNally's fatality? Clearly, it would be 1,000 speed
lights.
lights burning someone to death or something like that. I know he's splitting you in half with a 3-foot strip box. You know. Oh my God, this is such a funny chat now.
Oh.
I love this shit. This is my
I know it.
favorite.
Yeah, Sean Tucker. I watched a couple of his videos. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, I like it. I don't know this Gavin
Shira.
Hoey guy. Though, never heard of him. Love Gavin. That was so funny with the smoke in the last live stream.
What? I knew it would look
I
good.
know, but it was so funny. He gave us that smoke, and ever since then we use it all the time.
Enjoy most of those banned. Plus, Joe Edelman has good content. Joe's a really nice guy. A lot of editing on his images, but he doesn't hide it. He's just trying to make a fun image.
I don't think I know who that is.
He's the Olympus guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, He's a little quirky.
I
He
guess,
actually has an
I,
Olympus
guess I don't watch
tattoo.
enough YouTube because I'm.
Yeah,
like,
every time I'm like, who the hell are those people? Irving Penn, David Bailey, Mortal Kombat. Haven't played in years. Favorite Call of Duty gun is Barrett. Okay, I haven't played Call of Duty in mad long. You know who plays that a lot is Fernando. He's a big COD guy.
Fernando
Martinez.
Is that like Zelda?
What's
Not
Zelda?
the new one.
Sean Tucker. Man, this guy keeps coming up.
Yeah.
Matt Granger. James Popsis. I don't know who that is.
Not me either.
David Oster is funny. Pete Turner. Oh,
I don't think I know Pete Turner. Do I?
I don't know what I'm thinking. No, I'm thinking of Peter Lick. I'm sorry.
Peter, look, the painter.
No, Peter Lick is that large format.
Oh, that's right. I always consider. They're right. They're photos. They're not paintings.
No, but they're on metallic paper, so
Yeah,
they
they're,
change
like,
when the
crazy.
day changes. Days Gone is coming. Days Gone is coming. I don't know if that's going to be any good though. It's too much hype around that game. I think it's going to be one of those games that's either awesome or a miss. I can't tell. I asked 2 questions at once that totally go against each other.
No, they're good because I like the idea of using some of these. We should create our own Mortal Kombat with these photo.
Joe McNally, but for the right reason. What's the right reason for Joe McNally? I got to hear this.
I don't know.
Pete Turner, yeah. Dean Collins.
Oh, Dean Collins.
Jeez.
That's OG.
That's OG.
Dean Collins is the original.
Matt who?
I'm wondering if anybody, I mean, at least as far as like being out there in the world, I think Dean Collins may have been the first person to really do it. I used to have his stuff on VHS tape.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you know what we should do? Because you know.
Oh, you know who I watched first? The first guy I ever watched was John Sexton.
Sounds familiar.
He's an expert. He's a master darkroom printer, and he would show how he would rip up paper for every zone on the page and then dodge per zone.
Oh, that's cool.
And he did. I don't want to say this, but he might have printed for Ansel Adams. But I watched one of his videos on VHS tape, and I remember that because I remember I was like, I remember putting the tape in the actual machine. That's how old I was. Wow. Jesus Christ. James Pappas is a landscape photographer. Kai Wong. Kai is great. I love Kai. Because you asked about our best photographers and asked about Mortal Kombat, my answer was for the former question. Oh, okay.
Oh, like for the
Joe McNally in Mortal Kombat. Who do you think he would take on? Him versus Fro or something? Who do you think it would be? Who would Joe McNally's nemesis be if he was doing Mortal Kombat?
I'm not saying anything.
Right.
I don't want to have to remove this live stream like we've done.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be careful what I say.
So wow, this is a whole list. Tony and Chelsea, Vanessa Joy, Matt Granger, Thomas Heaton, Lindsay Adler, Frank Dorhoff, Peter Colson.
I feel like I need to watch more YouTube.
Helmut Newton. So there's a documentary about Helmut Newton that's awesome. I can't remember the name of it.
Helmut Newton's pretty amazing.
Herb Ritz.
There's
also a good documentary about photo editors. What's that name? What's that woman's name? It's called like The Eye Must Travel. Diane something. Diana, I can't remember her name. Oh my God, that's so bad. But that was a great documentary.
I can't remember anybody's name ever. So,
but watch that if you can find the documentary that says The Eye Must Travel or The Eye Must Wander.
Yeah, being a photo editor is actually a good photo editor is very tricky, and having a great photo editor can really help you.
And it's funny because most of them don't even shoot.
Yeah,
that's what's so funny about it.
They just understand photography without having to be able to do.
All right, it is an hour and a half on this stream. I'm gonna call it. So do us a favor, hit like. Hit subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell because I go live randomly and you'll only know it.
And it's Passover this week, so you might go live many times.
Might go live again. I don't know. I went live twice already, so who knows? Diane Arbus. Oh, there you go.
Diane Arbus.
I get lots out of watching documentaries. Avedon is amazing. McNally versus Lanier. Oh boy. Tales by the Light on Netflix. Have you guys watched it? I haven't yet. Pete Souza. Oh, we actually had that guy live at Adorama.
Yeah.
Daniel Norton. Oh, that guy's a fucking hack.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
He's out of touch and tacky as shit. I'm just saying.
Tacky for sure.
Tacky as shit. McNally versus Lanier. McNally wins.
McNally
wins. Fatality. Oh my God, I fucking love it. We should totally always ask for like photo industry Mortal Kombat setups.
All right, we got it.
So in the comments below, tell me what Joe McNally's fatality on Mortal Kombat would be. I'm going to send them over to Joe personally.
Yeah, we got to send it over.
I got to hear what it would be.
Yeah.
Write it in the comments though so I can screenshot it for him. Nightscape image channels. All right, we got to figure this out. Maybe
we're going to have to watch a lot of stuff. I don't usually watch photographers on YouTube, which maybe sounds weird.
I don't know. Sometimes I can't get into it. It's really a pain for me.
Well, because I don't like product reviews, which is what a lot of people do.
Them tats are fucking boss.
Thank you.
Them's tats is fucking boss. Are we in 1993? God damn. Thank you.
I'm down
for it. I'll be getting a special tattoo soon. I can't wait. The Eye Must Travel. Diane Breelander. That's right. You got to see that. That's on Amazon. It's fucking mint.
I'm gonna watch it.
And the Iris Apfel documentary was amazing if you're into fashion. And also Advanced Style is another amazing fashion documentary.
He doesn't sleep. So.
Also, The Tents was about the new Bryant Park Fashion Week when they had to start setting it up in Bryant Park. Watch that one if you can find it. They took it off of Netflix, but that was a fucking great documentary about the fashion industry. Joe's fatality would be Doug Grip. What the hell? He kills them with the inverse square law right through the goddamn eyes. Holy shit! I love that there's Joe fans that are this hardcore. Gonna get my first tat at age 47. Have at it.
Yeah.
You know,
I got my first
He
one.
got his first one at 54, so he's you know. Mwah. All right, guys.
I wish I was that old. I'd be that much closer to retirement.
We got to end this because I want to get back to Brooklyn, and I got to pack all this shit up.
Nobody wants to get back to Brooklyn.
Oh, fuck off. I got to pack all this shit up, unless you want any of it. But I'll leave your stuff out, but I got to pack mine
I
up.
don't want to do speedlets.
Seth's fatality would be extending a C-stand. Actually, I wonder what my fatality would be. Hey, let us know what our fatalities on Mortal Kombat would be. I'm sure Dana would just make someone annoyed and be obnoxious with shitty questions and not understanding what they're saying 400 fucking times till they kill themselves. Oh my God, everyone's going off on this. This is so funny. Would be broken off point to 2x4 through the poopy hole. Oh, great. Here we go again. You know theirs is a sandbag involved. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much. Hit the links down below if you guys want to support the channel at all. Hit up Daniel Norton Photographer on YouTube if you're new to us, and share this around. Hit like, subscribe, all that stuff, but hit the bell. If you haven't hit the bell, do it so you don't miss the live streams. Okay, guys?
Because you pretty much always go live.
I go live. I only go live, and I don't know when I can go live. So
you just goes live. That Mevo is.
Yeah, but you'll get the notification of when I go live, even like 15 minutes beforehand, if you guys hit the bell. Yeah. Decapitating somebody with the Brooklyn Reflector. Oh, that's pretty good. Silver side up. Less friction, you know?
Well, I thought easier to clean the
Daniel's fatality is a lethal pun. Seth Miranda versus Joy. New York versus New Jersey. My money is on Vanessa. Yeah, she's got some strong. She's a strong woman. Have you seen her workouts? She's crazy.
Yeah, if you want to buy a photographer yoga workout,
she does yoga for photographers.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Daniel's fatality would be a massive bill for all the lights he uses. It just slaps him on the head. Oh my God, this is awesome. We should have asked this before.
We're gonna get some good fatalities going on.
All right, write them down in the comments though, right, guys?
We'll figure out something.
Tell us the date for Cologne, Daniel.
I'm going at the end of the month of July.
End of July, okay. And if you guys are in New York, we are doing some events June 19th.
Oh yeah.
For Adorama Inspire. So if you're in New York, get ready for that. We will be doing a photo walk together.
Yeah, we're gonna do one together.
And we'll be doing separate stage shows. I'll be shooting special effects live on stage. You don't know what
you never know what I'm gonna do. I have something.
All right. Let's call it. Thank you guys so much.
It'll probably involve Marissa. I'm
sure it'll involve Marissa. You got to be fan service, right? Unless Gavin Hoey says, "Can I borrow Marissa?"
Oh my God! If Gavin
Hoey!
If Gavin wants Marissa, you can have.
Gavin Hoey, I need Marissa. Sunglasses and a can of smoke. And then a can of smoke. His fatality would definitely be like a can of smoke down someone's mouth.
Have you seen the stuff he's been doing now with the smoke, where she's shooting the smoke?
Norton versus high speed sync.
That's probably true.
Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. And all the comments on my last live stream, I can't believe them. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It's that stuff that makes us keep doing this. Yeah, exactly. That and the t-shirt sales. Yeah, that. I really want to go do the affiliate links more than the t-shirts now. You should do the white t-shirts. I'll sell. I actually think I want to do a stack of Brooklyn Reflectors and packs of white t-shirts and then sell them and give the money to charity. That's a good idea. I think I want to do sell them like $50 a board, and the money goes right to like some inner city art fund or something for kids or some shit. I don't know. Or maybe breast cancer because my sister. I don't know. Both good causes. That sounds legit. List later what you're using for a mic setup with both of you. It's down below. It's the Rode Smart Lav, and they sell a splitter. So if you go to the link in my caption right now, it says Smart Lav. It's for a single, but you will also find. You should put the You also find the splitter one, which is a little more money. You get 2 labs plus a splitter. I did a video about it. What is this? 99 away from being 1K. I know. I need that 1,000 subscribers. Share it with your friends so Seth can get 1,000 subscribers. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, a bunch of things unlock on the channel that I need to use. So can you add the little subscribe button down there? When does that happen? The little one that's like right there. It has to process. When you go off end the live, then you have to go and it processes. Well, no, like I have that little one that looks like my face. I can't. Yeah, I think you get that at 1,000. That's one of the cool things you get. Yeah, you get some cool stuff for 1,000. It's amazing how you need subscribers to get things unlocked that get you more subscribers. It's so stupid. Or it's awesome. Thank you, YouTube, for allowing us to do this. We never said anything bad about you. Yeah, I know, right? Like they're listening to us now. You're gonna get cut. Yeah, I know. Well, it's kind of crazy that we're able to have a platform to ourselves, so it's kind of nuts.
It is pretty awesome. That thing called YouTube.
The amazing internet. Well, I like how I wrote on Facebook today. I was like, this is amazing. I remember like scraping for all the money I can get to go take a drive with my parents to go get Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah.
And then I have to wait to get home. I'm smelling the box. And then today I'm like, I woke up and there it is just sitting in my machine to play it right there. And you just write, hashtag you're old.
That's what I did, right? Yeah.
You're ridiculous.
But you know what? I agree with that. Like, I like the idea of like, so for me, like when I buy records now, albums, like I used to always get CDs or tapes before that, and I always like to listen to it in my car. So now if I download something, I put it on like the flash drive and I go in my car and listen to it. Because I just feel like that's how you listen to a new record. You get car new drive.
Yeah, when I had my El Camino, that was
it's just such a thing. Like that's what I would do. Like you get, I guess because you drove to the record store and then.
Well, no. Also, it's like your car is like your space.
Yeah, it's your space,
and it has like the best acoustics when you have a legit system in there. My El Camino was 2 seats. I had two 12-inch subwoofers in that motherfucker, and speakers behind both seats, and a speaker a 6x9 directly in the middle, bro. Yo.
Why
like that
shit was by that?
That shit was the best. I missed that car so much. I still got to get her tattooed on me.
Yeah.
I subbed as soon as I saw you. Thank you so much. Are you going to share with my studio groups? Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Maybe we can figure out something to do where we do like a lesson plan for a meetup group. Like if you guys have a photography club, maybe we can do a live stream where we give you guys something you can do.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, because we had that one person.
The high school teachers.
Yeah,
we had high school teachers.
Yeah, we really enjoy that.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, well now they can't use it for school because you just swore.
Fuck.
You ruined it.
Mwah.
All right, guys, thank you.
I'm going to put the link for this down in this description below as soon as I get out of here, okay?
Should I try the HMI before we end?
What time are you going live tomorrow?
About 5.
5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Daniel's going to be using some hardcore scientific lighting.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys so much. Lots of room for a sub box behind the seats in El Camino. Actually, yeah, I had a compartment underneath the driver's side, and it made my bed like brrr, brrr. El Camino, not a car, not a truck. No, but both awesome.
Yes.
So
I love an El Camino, actually. It's very cool.
Oh, man, now we're